happy Halloweeny to Aaron Ray or Ra. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. My brother of another mother. So happy, and good tidings unto you. And so I'm gonna finally prove that I'm a good clown, because I am the guy from the north. And so it's time that I say hello, and it's time danger this way comes. Hey, guess what? Aaron, you are amazing. This guy is a genius of geniuses, one of the smartest guys out there. I would love to see a debate between that guy and Morgan Official, the lawless one, because Aaron still has some love. I don't know about Morg. I think he might be dead already. But one thing for sure, Aaron is a man of love who's fighting for right. And he's preaching the truth that the illusion of a God to most people in this world, it's clearly not real, because there is no such thing as an angry, wrathful guy upstairs that hates us all if we're not good. That's a bunch of load of hogwash and bullshit, really thick. And all that would come against Aaron for having believed the truth that God never existed will have to deal with me. My bark might be more than the bite, but I will bite. Not Aaron. Aaron's my brother. But I'll bite other mothers of other brothers, brothers of other mothers, and sisters too. I like biting sisters too. So, welcome. And it's time to realize, as Aaron stands tall as a prophet of love, and he truly is a prophet of love, because I discern correctly that love is in his heart huge, much more than people see. And I see tears that he has allowed to fall, that's cleansed his souls many times. And I see the purpose to his drive. And may all people catch his passion. And all against that are insane, because passion is love in action. Many enter the land of the walking dead, where Aaron Ra is not. And they have a form of godliness, unlike Aaron, who has a true form of godliness, because he shows his caring heart in his laughter. And the laughter that the Lord is singing over him in silence is extraordinary, because he is the love living within Aaron's chest. And Aaron has never committed blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, because I still see a big kid in there. He's got to be probably about 12. I'm 8. I'm about 8 years old in my heart. Aaron, 12. Okay, maybe 13. He's just, okay, puberty. Yeah, it happens. So it's time to realize that anyone saying that the God that doesn't exist that he preaches is the wrong one, you're insane. And all people like that are just Pharisees and vipers. They are snakes. So it's up to you, Aaron, to hold the scepter of God's authority, that there has never been a wrathful, angry God shaking his fist at us. So we can put away the masks. We don't need no masks. It's time to take off the mask and put up the dukes. Bop those guys on the beeper that want to stand against the truth that you are spreading. And such people, as they lower themselves lower than a slug, such people, they become unloving in their ways. And they start attacking good people like Aaron, who has always had the truth in his mouth. And by the way, Jillette, I gotta say hello to my favorite magician. He says, how badly do you gotta hate people around you not to run over and proselytize, to tell them the very best good news about your supposed God that's supposedly going to save their lives. And how badly is it that people must hate one another not to be doing that? And man, that's another right on brother of another mother. So this one is for you, dedicated actually to you, Penn Jillette, this video. And I am a brother of another mother for Teller too, Penn and Teller. Don't forget Teller now. And I love you on the Big Bang Theory. That's just most remarkable. And so this video is a joint video to Aaron, the genius thereof, and to Mr. Jillette. And so it's time that all people standing against you and is standing against your vision of, if there was a true God, that he would be a loving God. And I know that's what you've all both thought at some point, and you were correct. The other is just a distortional false God. Christians got the false God, guys, number one, because they got a God of favoritism, respecter of men. It's 3 places in the Bible that's a sin. So Christians got the sinner God who loves those ones best, and everybody else got to go to hell. That's always been bullshit. And then not only that, they got a God of conditional love that has never existed. There's no such thing as conditional love. Rocky Sylvester Stallone, the man, he's right. Unless love is loyal and faithful, that it could never ever be true love. Absolutely not. Love is patient and kind and forgiving and totally forgiving. Love is forgiveness. And lastly, they got a false God. Christians do for sure, because they don't have the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible declares, I am the God of all mankind, Jeremiah 32:27. And the true Christ, which is not their Christ, is the one that declares, I am the good shepherd over all the flocks of man. So 1, 2, 3 strikes, 4 strikes, they're out. I could name a 4th and a 5th, and I could go on. But know this, Penn Jillette and Aaron Ra or Ray, all those standing against your logic become unloving, and they become bold, cunning, audacious people, unsociable, uncourteous, inhumane, lawless. They become at heart like a road rage savage who's looking for monsters. They mock the meat that they prey upon, and thereby they become ill-tempered, unrestrainable, worthless people, deaf to advice, foolish, most foolish, and birds of a feather flock together because they desire to be full of evil, unloving acts, unteachable about love, unjust about love, that will not recognize the truth of the Bible, that all good people who have their love alive, like you, Mr. Magician, and like you, Mr. Prophet Guy, Aaron, and everyone has been a prophet. Everyone has been inspired of our love who is living within us. There's no good, man. Aaron, you're no damn good. I'm no damn good. Neither are you, Penn. But one thing for sure, we're all pretty good when we're sleeping, even if we have love as a child burning in our chest. And all that do not believe that, they are never to be trusted in agreements. People that would come against Penn and people that would come against Aaron, they are one with whom there would never be any peace. They become covetous and lawless, unfriendly, homeless, sedacious, faithless, disorderly even. And in doing so, they let their love wax cold as they look for demons under every rock. They're just smelling the really rank smell of milk that's gone bad and rancid long ago. Who will come and feed the master's household meat while the master is away? Hello, my name is Daniel, and all those that will not believe Aaron and Penn's truth, they are unholy, unsettled, unstable, uninitiated, profane people, polluted with toxic poison that must be subjected to love for that to be washed away, because people people like that become indecent and destructive, murderous, illiberal, abrupt, brutal, slavish, and cowardly, intemperate in all their ways, irregular and colorless, immoderate, unsatiable, insolent, conceited, self-willed, mean, envious, and quarrelsome do they become. So get on the side of Penn and Teller. Get on the side of Aaron to call black black, white white, and the truth that there has never ever been a false god of judgment and judgment day that's going to fry us all in hell because we don't believe he's the law. That bullshit. Penn, make a new program. Bullshit on that one. I'll be your star. I am Elijah that was foretold, the latter day Daniel of Daniel 12:13. I am Shiloh, whose eyes are red and dull of THC and wine, even though transgressed by wine, the just will live by my faith. Habakkuk, because I'm the guy with puke all over me of Zechariah 3, the writer of the flying scroll, the writer of the everlasting gospel, the writer line by line, precept by precept, a strong and mighty one, pulling down as a destroying storm, even as a hailstorm. And so, all standing against the logic of these two genius people, they become illiberal, abrupt, cowardly, and ignorant, rash, greedy, and slanderous. And their love begins to wax cold because they are displaying themselves by being non-thinking people if they were to attack such truths of these men. And then they would show themselves to be nothing more but inharmonious, dishonest people, disobedient and obstinate, people that become tricky and swindling, insincere, suspicious, hated people, absurd people, people that become difficult to detect, difficult to avoid, destructive and ill-minded, disproportionate people do they become. So woe unto all those calling Aaron and Penn's evil good and good evil, because they have no evil other than all of us. There is no good man, not even one. Romans 3:10. That is your evil too. So quit looking down condescendingly upon atheists because they have been the rightest of all the religious people. Now is the time for the shattering of the power of the holy people. Daniel 12:7, because God's word has opened anew. Daniel 12:9, because of the message of Malachi 3:1 that comes to prepare the Lord's way. And if the Lord's way is not prepared by it, he is kept in reserve in heaven and cannot even return, exposing all the delusional Christians all over the world, doing all their jumping up and down totally in vain, saying Jesus is coming back soon, 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 soon. No, he is not according to his own word. And so therefore people standing against the kind of logic that Penn and Aaron have, they become people of heavy sorrow, weak and bearing grief. They become trembling at every sound, inclined to delay, inconsiderate, improvident, imprudent, neglectful of good, unprepared, and ignorant of virtues. Do unloving people like that become, as they let truth die within them, so that their love waxes cold too. And they prove themselves to always be in the wrong, always erring, always stumbling, always being ill-managed, ill-governed, gluttons of punishment would they be if any of them would debate me. And I don't ask uh, for you and Penn. I do not ask for a debate because I agree with most of what you're saying. So there's no need for a debate with the atheists of the world. I preach the opposite. I can agree to disagree, and I know you guys can too. What I'm doing is for the good of all people. Know this, Aaron, know this, Penn, that the truest truth is that the Bible is not complete. The greatest Bible prophet of the world is not even in there. His name is Buddha. And Buddha said that Jesus Christ would remove the sin of the world 700 years later was his prophecy. And the writing that of Buddha is on the inside of a Buddhist temple. And Buddha says, written in rock, that you will know him because he will have holes, scars in his hands, his feet, his side, and his crown. And that was a university level prophecy compared to Isaiah, by his stripes we are healed. So, in the same way, we have to take what is good and embrace that which is good. The Bible says, and no Christians are not anything but apostate. The Bible says concerning prophecy, you must embrace all that is good and examine prophecy most carefully. I can take what Buddha is saying, the good, and I can disagree about the reincarnation. Sure, he felt the same timelessness in the spirit that is the truth behind this world. How old is it? It's created with very great age. It was created ancient on day one, if you really want to know. Adam and Eve had no belly buttons. That is unshakable prophecy, or unshakable insight. Who could debate me on that? Right now, I'm reaching out to the Alan Parrs, the David Woods, and the morgue officials of YouTube. None of them would ever have a chance of a hope, of a prayer, of a snowball in hell, of beating me, because I am Elijah. I come forth pulling down, as the Bible declares, and it's time that religion will fall as a house of cards, because if the message of Malachi 3:1 does not come forth, this world will be totally destroyed. No birds, no fish, no mankind left upon the planet. Zephaniah 1:1 says so. And so we must stir up our love regardless of what we believe or don't believe. Many are going to say, Lord, Lord, we believe. And he's going to say, get away from me. I never knew you, because he is the love living in within us. And everything's been defined wrongly. And so all I know is that people who will not listen to the truth of these two men, they become people that become captives, easily yielding to stupidity, because they become most crafty, double minded, as they try to use logic and reason to overcome truth from people like Aaron and Penn that cannot be conquered. And so people that coming against them, they become double-tongued, perfidious, treacherous, and unscrupulous, always unsuccessful, always in want and infirm of purpose, because they become fickle wanderers, followers of others, yielding to stupid impulses, and they become open to the attacks of enemies, mad and easily satisfied, fond of life, far too fond of life, far too fond of their vain glory, because they become people that are not passionate, people that are ill-tempered, lazy, procrastinators, are all people who will look in judgment over brothers of other mothers. That is the most un-Christian, un-Islamic, and un-Jewish thing that people could do. Judge not, that ye be not judged. And everybody's leaning to their own understanding, pointing fingers of accusation that must be cut off, because all people putting out fingers in this world, they become those who have always people that they suspect. They're like gossipers, incurable, full of evil jealousies. Despairingly, they become full of tears, of anger and misery, and they start rejoicing in the evil of lovelessness, because then they become frantic and besides themselves, without any steady character, because their lovelessness within is growing as they contrive evil, as their love waxes cold. And then they become eager for disgraceful gain, most selfish and willing slaves and eager enemies, demagogues, bad stewards, stiff-necked, and they become outcasts, confused, discarded, mocking people who are just injurious kind of loveless people, vain and full of unmitigated, unalloyed misery. And for it is truth that he who stands opposed to the end time word of love flowing through people like Penn and Teller and Aaron Ray also will stand against the culmination of the spirit of redemption and the spirit of revelation, foretold as all things are now restored, for our returning Isa Yeshua Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us in the flesh, he who is the Lord God of all mankind, and the Lord God who is the good shepherd over all flocks of man. And so in this honor, let all people hail love. Love is the name of Christ to which every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. Jesus was just a distortional name of a false Jesus who was never the good shepherd over all the flocks of man, and making him not to be the desire of all nations. And that has to be corrected, or this world shall be destroyed, as Isaiah 25 declares, a world never to rise again, a world in pieces, a world utter destruction, Malachi 4:6, Deuteronomy 18:18, Acts 3:10, Acts 3:21, Matthew 24:25. Look up 24:22 rather. Look up any of those verses for the religious snakes of the world, and know that none of you believe the Bible. This days that are exactly like Noah's are exactly like Noah's, and total destruction will be. So let all hail our returning King of Kings and Lord of Lords, as the seven thunders of his amazement falls gently upon all people with ears to hear. Hear this, Aaron. Hear this, Penn. Hear this. And this is my prayer for both of you. Fine, born again people according to the Spirit of love. And I'm just looking for my phone. I lost my little phone. Well, Murphy's Law, if it can go wrong, it will, it does. But I found it. Yay! Yay! And so I turn on my flashlight. Give you one of these, scary Halloweeny. And so unto you, the Lord has wanted me to give you this message for both of you. And for you too, Teller. Penn and Teller. Can't break up I gotta adjust my camera here. This is the message that the Lord spoke to my heart that you need to be spreading for both of you. It's time for you each to seek for love. And know this, when I say love, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten love, so whosoever would love should not perish, but have everlasting love and everlasting life. I am Elijah. And so let the Lord, by his love, make you both instruments of his peace. Where there is hatred, let you sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith and love. Faith and love. And where there is despair, sow seeds of hope. And where there is darkness, the light of love. And where there is sadness, sow joy. And so it's time that we should not seek to be consoled, but as to console, not to be understood, but as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, for it is in it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life, dying to all hatefulness, dying to spiritual bigotry, dying to twisted understandings that would pit all people against all of their brothers of other mothers. So in this hour of love's greatest power, happy Halloween to my atheist brothers, and please pass these on like some hot potatoes, because if you want to see this world get along, Christianity's falling first.